All right, everybody, we're doing this again. I'm back, and hopefully you can see my kitchen a little bit better. You can see my workspace a little bit better, and I still got Elwood making all this noise because, of course I do. Right, there he is. Okay, you're gonna get down now though because you are not capable of making pizza, right? So we're making Chicago Tavern style pizza with the dough I showed you how to make yesterday. And hopefully you're going to get a much better view of everything that's going on here. This is so nice. I got these lights. Anyway, I'm kind of happy about this. And representing, we're not making tennis ball pizzas. Representing Chicago, I got my Enough's Enough shirt on. It's my favorite Chicago band, and that's because Cheap Trick is from Rockford. But anyway, the first most important thing is we have to get the oven going. It's going to take about an hour to get things to where we want to be in the oven. Now this is one special piece of equipment we're going to use, and that is a pizza stone. Okay, and the pizza stone I'm going to use is pretty big because the pizza that we're going to make is going to be a 14-inch pizza. This is a 14-inch circle. It's going to be this size, and we're going to put so you can see, and this is going to. We're gonna have to put this pizza on the stone. Now that's gonna be a little bit of a trick. I'm hoping that's gonna work okay. We're gonna need a peel for that. Now this is a nice peel. You can see the size again. It'll fit the pizza that we're looking to do. Okay. If you have a bigger peel, you can use that. If you could find a piece of wood like this that's larger, you could use a piece of wood as a peel. But we're gonna have to get the pizza onto this thing because this is gonna be in the oven getting really hot for the next hour. Okay. Where are we going to put the stone? Now you might think, well, the heat comes from the bottom of the oven, so I'll put the stone down there and then it'll get nice and hot. Well, there's some problem with that in terms of physics. And yes, the stone is going to get very hot due to heat transfer by radiation. The hot flame, the hot bottom of the oven is going to radiate and make the stone very hot. However, this being down low is going to stop another method of heat transfer, which is convection, and that's very important in an oven. Hot air rises. So if we're down at the bottom and we've got this stone here, this is going to block air from getting to the top of our pizza and making it nice and brown. So what we need to do is put this stone up on the top level of our pizza of our oven, of a regular oven. So we're going to put it up on the highest rack, and we're going to get our oven screaming hot, and after about an hour, this will be plenty hot. This is going to be hot enough for us to cook. Now, is it as hot as a professional pizza oven? No. That's the experiment. We're going to see what happens. I normally use, like I said, I use a smaller Breville oven. It's capable of getting really hot. We're going to try with our regular pizza, our regular oven tonight. So I'm going to take this stone, I'm going to put it in my oven. I'm going to put it on the top rack. Right there. The top rack. And then I'm going to crank this oven up as high as it gets. And my oven, 525 is as high as it gets. So I got that cranked up to 525. Okay. Now that's going to be an hour from now. There's going to be two videos. This is the initial stages video, and then in an hour we're going to come and bake. So there's going to be another one later. Okay. Now, a lot of people. Here's the dough that we made yesterday. It's ready to go. You could just leave this for an hour and then roll it out in an hour and make your pizza and everything would be fine. I like to do something a little bit extra. And some pizza places do this. Not all pizza places do this. It's a little trick. It's a secret if you want. And so here's our dough. Now, it's dough. It looks weird, but it's dough. And we want it to look weird because it's, again, a good cracker crust, thin crust Chicago pizza dough, it's sort of biscuity. It's not supposed to be really hard. It's not supposed to be like a New York pizza. It's supposed to have some texture and some interesting flavors in there. Great. Here's our dough, and this is just flour. And I'm going to sprinkle some flour on my workspace and sprinkle some flour on the dough because what we're going to do is roll this out. Now we're not rolling this out super thin, but we are going to roll it out. And that little bit of flour is not going to alter our dough, but it is going to keep it from sticking to the table, and that's important. Okay, so I'm rolling this dough out, and I want to get it into a square if I can. I'm going to. This is a very firm, stiff dough. Remember, if you remember from yesterday, we didn't put a whole lot of water in this dough. It's barely holding together. You can see it's definitely a dough, and it's not pretty. There's some dried bits and some discolorations. That's gonna totally work itself out when it cooks. But what I'm trying to do is get this into something of a square. If you've ever made croissants, I don't know who's ever made croissants. I've never made croissants. But we're gonna do something similar to what they would do when you make croissants. We're gonna laminate this dough. But we're not going to laminate it with butter like we would do with a croissant. We're just going to laminate this with flour. So I've got something close here to a square. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this flour and I'm going to sprinkle it over the top of the pizza. Just a little bit of flour, okay? Then I'm going to take one side and I'm going to fold it to the middle. And I'm going to fold this side to the middle. Like this, okay? Then I'm going to sprinkle here, and I'm going to fold it like this, and I'm going to fold it like this. So now what I've just done is I sort of made a layer sandwich of my dough, okay? And now the last thing I want to do is I'm just going to roll it a little bit, not a lot, just roll it a little bit. I want to get the layers to kind of come together, and then what I'm going to do, and this is my thing, it works. Just kind of squeezing the edges together and shaping it, making it sort of less square and more round. Just stretching by hand. That's all I'm doing. Making a little bit, because the corners are a little bit thicker than the edges, so I'm just trying to rearrange the dough a little bit. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave this. This is it. I've got it all kind of pressed together a little bit, not a lot. And why I just did this is because now I've got individual layers separated inside this crust. And when I roll it out, those layers are going to exist still. And when it bakes, you're going to get this. You're going to get these like little air bubbles and air pockets in the bake. And it's going to make things crispier, and it's going to make it lighter. And not all pizza places take the time to do this. Some do. Some do something very similar to this. Anyway, now we're going to take this and put it back in the bowl. It's going to sit there until we're ready to bake it, which is going to be when that oven is at temperature about an hour from now. I'm going to be monitoring, and I will come back and we will finish this pizza, and hopefully it's going to work, and maybe it'll inspire you to try this yourself. So see you in a little bit. Bye. How do we end this?